Hey, we're live already, eh? We're live. Shut that door for now till it gets hot. I'm a little late today. What's happening? Crypto fam, happy Friday. I had a look at my watch just to make sure it's Friday. Just don't know what date it is anymore. Good morning. Welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here, whether you're about to tune in live or whether you're tuning in the future. It is a pleasure. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to consume content, so thank you. Today I want to have a little chat about CBDCs and the shape, the way new money seems to be shaping up. CBDCs, what's going to be the reserves, guys? What's going to be the reserves? Morning, Sean. It's not going to be a long video, this, guys. We've got a cat at the cat shelter, little Ozai, little 11-month-old male that's going to come and live with me and find his forever home. So we've got to go and get him. So this is not going to be a long 2-3 hour thing. Man's got to go and get a cat at 12 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Morning, Alan. Morning, Joshua. Great to see you in the chat. So yeah, so what have I got up here? I've got a document of the Bank of England, Bank of England document. So let me show you what I've Googled first. Oh my days. So I Googled Bank of England CBDC regulations. I then came down to one that was called CBD would be electronic and unlike reserves. And I was like, ooh, hang on a minute. Unlike reserves? Hang on a minute. Yo, Ole. Good day, Steve. Pleasure, mod. Absolute pleasure. Like, I don't know why I go Aussie as Steve. Like, you put in good day. I didn't even notice. I'm just copying you, bro. Come on. Open the view in the doodah. Open with the drive. So, reserves made me view that PDF then, didn't it? Something about the global reserves. You come on a PDF. Like 57 pages of flaming bullshit. So another little research tip. See that little magnifier there? I had my face so it zooms in. See that little magnifier there? We're going to give that an A. Wapa. We're going to hit reserves, mate. Reserves. No, we'll go reserve. Because it can be a reserve. Currencies. Not just the reserve. Reserves. Anyway, reserve. 44 times in the document. So the first time it comes up, it says, I'll read the full paragraph, fuck it. A central bank digital currency would be an innovation in both the form of money provided to the public and the payments infrastructure on which payments can be made. At the moment, the public can only hold money issued by the bank in the form of banknotes. The only kind of money we call it fiat, don't we? In the banknotes. Only commercial banks and certain financial institutions can hold electronic central bank money in the form of reserves, held in the bank's real-time gross settlement service. Unlike banknotes, CBDC would be electronic, and unlike reserves, CBDC would be available to households and businesses alike. Ooh! Unlike reserves, eh? So it says reserve 44 times. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow it, and we'll just press the arrow, and it keeps going. Like, what is a CBDC? So we'll read this corridor, this section. So the Bank of England's approach to the CBDC, everyone's like constantly questioning and wondering what they're doing. When, in my opinion, it's all here already. At least the current guidelines. Is it Paul? It could be words. You could have broke the phone, bruh. Easy Care Landscaping, what's up? Joshua, Crypto Insomniac, morning. Marcus, good morning. I'm just reading through Bank of England document on CBDCs. The difference, how Bank of America are actually highlighting the difference of this new currency that's coming, because It's different. It really, really is. So at the moment, the public can hold a central bank money in the form of banknotes, but only banks and certain other financial institutions can hold electronic bank money in the form of central bank reserves. A central bank digital currency, a CBDC, would be an electronic form of a central bank money that could be more widely used by households and businesses to make payments and store of value. CBDC is sometimes thought of as the equivalent to a digital banknote, although in practice it may have other features that will depend on its final design. That paragraph alone lets you know that they are still currently designing the GBP CBDC for UK and Bank of England. The Bank of England's primary objective is to maintain the monetary financial stability. The CBD should be designed in a way that supports the bank's objectives. To develop the illustrative model of CBDC presented in Chapter 4, we have thought through its economic characteristics as a new form of central bank money, the functionality and technology used to power the CBDC payment system, and the possible roles of central bank and private sector in providing parts of the CBDC ecosystem. No, private sector. Oh, yeah, you know what that is, baby. Private sector, because the Triffin's dilemma and the global reserves and the rest of it, they're also susceptible to the movements in their own economies, which is what the Triffin's dilemma is about. So if the American economy dips and in turn the value of the dollar dips, everything then pegged to the dollar globally receives contagion because it's a massive global reserve. Stability, baby. Yeah, we've had that one, haven't we? Stuff can be stable-ish, but don't talk about stable as if it's fixed and not going to move. Oh, I've lost my thingy now. I've lost my reserves. I'm going to go to chapter 4, he said, didn't I? So chapter 4. Actually, read that first. What is a CBDC to the Bank of England, guys? They're saying the same shit all the time in different paragraphs, but they tend to add a little bit more each time. So at the moment, the public can hold money issued by Bank of England in the form of banknotes. It's the same shit as the key points, but it's broken down a lot more. In the form of reserves, a central bank digital currency will be an electronic form of central bank notes. There's a discussion paper from March 2020, guys. So this is recent. Extremely recent. How does a CBDC compare to other forms of money? The functions of money, the current forms of money, from banknotes to bank deposits. Central bank reserves. So just as households and businesses hold deposits in accounts at commercial banks, those commercial banks themselves hold accounts at the Bank of England. The deposits in these accounts are known as central bank reserves and are the asset used by banks when they need to make payments to each other. Like banknotes, reserves are central bank liabilities and are risk-free. For this reason, reserves are the ultimate settlement asset used by the banking system. Reserves are the ultimate asset used by the system, yet we know the system's shit and needs a different kind of reserves. Interesting, the heading of the next line is convertibility. I get these words are tiny, I'm struggling to read it. Convertibility. The Bank of England also stands ready to swap reserves for banknotes should the commercial banks need it. For example, to ensure there are banknotes in ATMs before bank holiday weekends, when demand for cash usually increases. So underpinning the current sterling monetary system is the principle that both types of central bank money, reserves and banknotes, are directly convertible into one another, and that households and businesses can convert their deposits into central bank money in the form of physical cash. Interesting. So how does a CBDC compare? A CBDC could in principle perform many of the functions currently offered by both cash and bank deposits. However, the practical and attractive CBDC would need to be directly convertible into cash and deposits. CBDC would be equally safe and free of credit risk as physical cash, but could be more convenient as a means of payment for both households and businesses, particularly for electronic and remote payments. So there may be some shift between cash and CBDC. There may be some shift. I mean, there's clearly going to be a shift for most of us, but it's weird how like they put in these documents, or there might be a shift. What do you mean, might? Of course you're going to shift. You're doing an ISO migration, aren't you, mate? So what you're on about, it might be a shift. Of course there's going to be a flaming shift. Compared to bank deposits held by households, which are insured up to 85 grand under the FSCS, a CBDC will be equally safe. So you can easily tell off reading these documents that the Bank of England are trying to construct a CBD system that doesn't really change the way we see money, except for maybe the banknotes. They're gonna attack the banknotes, aren't they? I think most people can agree with that. I think we'll not be surprised if Kurt's two-tier system comes to fruition, where we see it costing more to pay with cash than it would with e-money. Excuse me. That will then nudge people to use e-money more than cash. You walk in a shop and on Mars, come on guys, you walk in a shop and on Mars bars like 70p in e-money, just with your phone, bam, 70p, done. Contactless card, boom, done, 70p paid, done, paid like that. Or £1 out your pocket, an actual pound coin. Who's going to pay the pound? Like, who's going to want to pay the... Someone's going to be in the shop thinking, fuck's sake, I've got my fucking card, I've got to pay by pounds. Do you know what I mean? It's... So the CBDCs, according to, they want the banks, they want the CBDCs to support the bank's objectives. Do you know what I mean? So whatever the bank's planning on doing, and whatever objectives the banks have got, it's got to follow, and it's got to meet those objectives, and not only meet them, it's got to support them and help achieve them. Otherwise, it's just pissing in the wind. Do you know what I mean? They've got to get this right. It's not something that they're going to be able to rush and then change down the line, because everyone's going to attack the shit out of it, like they already are on mainstream. You start saying we've got a digital pound that's similar to that Bitcoin thing, it fucking opens the doors for attacking if it's not done proper. Triffy's dilemma should only be used for a temp period as Bretton Woods global economy grows as reserves. The Triffy's dilemma needs removing, Ola. The Triffy's dilemma is only there because our reserve currencies are pegged to countries' economies. You take away that, i.e. XRP and other bridge assets, there is no Triffin's dilemma, mate. Not that you'll never get contagion through markets if XRP ever bombs and everything pegged to XRP is going to experience contagion. You'll never get rid of contagion from markets that are mixed with each other. But the Triffin's dilemma is simpler. If your economy takes a dip, your currency takes a dip, so does the rest of the world. Nah, fuck that. Nah, if your economy takes a dip, bro, then sort it out, you fucking self. Don't let it drag the rest of the fucking world down. We saw the housing crisis in America in 2008 and 7 and 8 ripple across the world and nearly bury some fucking countries. Do you know what I mean? It's it's an interesting one. Now, where's this gone? So it's set by Parliament. This is interesting. As set by Parliament. Parliament. Do we say Parliament, right? Parliament. Or we're supposed to say Parliament. Parliament. I don't know. Government. Government. Do we even speak right, mate? We don't speak right, mate. Say I'm English, you can't even fucking speak. As set by Parliament, the Bank of England's objectives are to maintain monetary and financial stability. this is some small writing. I've got to turn my phone again. CBDC would be an innovation in both the form of money provided to the public and the payments infrastructure on which payments can be made, and so could have a wide-ranging opportunities and implications for both monetary and financial stability. The bank, therefore, needs to consider both the opportunities and challenges that CBD present for the way we achieve our objectives. This chapter considers 7 ways in which CBDCs could support the bank's objectives to maintain monetary and financial stability through the provision of new form of money and new payments infrastructure, supporting a resilient payments landscape, avoiding the risk of new forms of private money creation, supporting competition, efficiency, and innovation in payments, meeting future payment needs in a digital economy, improving the availability and usability of a central bank money, addressing the consequences of a decline in cash as an enabler for better cross-border payments. The commercial banks and selected financial institutions, they hold electronic central bank money in their accounts in a real-time gross settlement RTGS service at the bank. These balances are known as reserves or settlement balances. Reserves are used to implement monetary policy and to move money in real time between financial institutions, delivering final and risk-free settlement. This RTGS service forms the backbone of every electronic payment in the UK. The bank provides banknotes to households and businesses for use as means of payments and store of value that is free of credit risk. Is it free of inflation risk though, bruh? Banknotes can provide an anchor of confidence in the banking system as households and businesses know that they can convert deposits to central bank money, supporting financial stability. We use reserves to implement monetary policy, supporting monetary stability. We vary the interest rate paid on reserves to influence the interest rates offered and charged by banks, which has an effect on spending and inflation in the economy. This helps to keep the value of money broadly stable. Broadly stable. I like that. I prefer that from stable. It keeps it broadly stable. In terms of the amount of goods and services it can buy, reserves also help us meet our financial stability objective by allowing us to provide the highest quality liquidity to the system in good times and in bad. This liquidity, sorry, I couldn't help it. This liquidity helps firms to settle payments in a timely manner and to guard against unexpected liquidity demands. In providing electronic money to banks and selected financial institutions and banknotes to the public, the bank supports all types of payments in the economy. This ensures that we have stable and resilient payment systems that underpins the Bank of England's primary objectives for monetary and financial stability. However, the payments landscape's changing in it, and they're even acknowledging it. The changing payments landscape, the way we pay is changing. For over 300 years, banknotes have been the only way in which households and non-bankers and non-bank businesses can directly use central bank money to make payments. However, although the total value of banknotes in the economy remains near all-time high, people are making fewer payments in cash, whereas 60% of payments by volume were made using banknotes in 2008. This fell to 28% of payments by 2018 and is predicted to fall to just 9% of payments by 2028. UK, France, 2019. Countries like Sweden, Norway are further along in this trend. In Sweden, over half of retailers expect to stop accepting cash payments by 2025. You what? Hot damn! Hot damn! This decline in the use of cash as a means of payment means that the majority of payments in the UK are now made by transfers of bank deposits through retail payment systems, such as faster payments, backs, check, imaging, and credit or debit cards. most payments that were previously made in cash are now made by card, debit or credit. Nearly half of all payments were made with credit or debit cards in 2018. New forms of money and new forms of payment are also emerging, such as stable coins, crypto assets, whose values are linked to another asset. Pegged coins. Start calling them a pegged coin, will you? Call them stable coins. They're not stable. They're pegged to something else that no doubt will change in value, mate. Anyway, it's linked to another asset. Whereas existing payment systems transfer value that is created by other entities, central banks or commercial banks, stablecoins propose to create the digital tokens which aim to represent and store value, as well as the platform on which those tokens can be transferred. Excuse me. As discussed below, this creation of money-like instruments poses a potential risk that go beyond those usually associated with existing payment systems. The changing nature of money and payments is critical to the bank. Central bank money in the form of banknotes and reserves are central to our ability to achieve monetary and financial stability today. Therefore, as people's use of money and payments evolves and different forms of privately issued money increasingly dominate the payment landscape, I'm going to say that again, and different forms of privately issued money increasingly dominate the payments landscape. This is the Bank of England expecting different forms of privately issued money to be increasingly dominating the payments landscape. Private assets, XRP, XLM, and the rest. Seriously, it's appropriate for the bank, along with other central banks, to consider whether it should issue a new form of central bank money to households and businesses, CBDC, as a new form of publicly issued central bank money, could complement privately issued money and could enhance the bank's ability to achieve its objectives in the future. It could complement privately issued money, just like the privately issued money will complement the CBDCs. You can't have a bridge without two sides of a river, bro, or two sides of the canyon. Do you know what I mean? If the canyon's the bridge asset and the XRP is the bridge, then we need two pillars either side. A CBDC, a GBP, a CBDC, a USD, something. You need two ledgers. You can't have a bridge without it joining two things together. It's not, you don't have floating flaming bridges. Don't bring Rainbow Bridge at me. Don't bring Rainbow Bridge. Morning, Baz. Morning, Ryan. Morning, Stephen. Good to see you all. Pleasure. I appreciate you all coming in the chat. If you guys started playing sports chat with your grocery stores, calm down. It's getting there, mate. I'm going Scotland on the 25th of June. If anyone wants to join us, I'll meet you at Lockdown. I'll send you give us a shout on Facebook or something. I'll send you the coordinates of where we're going to be. But we're going Scotland 25th of June. I'm getting away, mate. I'm fucking sick of it. I need to just get away. I just need to get away. Yo, David Gaffney. Pleasure, mate. Short charges on cash or Summit. It's going to be Summit, mate. It's going to be Summit, Steve. Cash is going to be dearer. Cash is going to be Summit. But at the end of the day, the Bank of England, like, they really, really do seem to be acknowledging the fact that that it's going to complement each other. Not only the CBDCs complementing the bridge assets, they need the bridge assets, but the bridge assets complementing the CBDCs, because you will get American businesses that don't want a Bank of England account. They don't want to open a Bank of England account, mate. They want a Bank of America account in dollars. But then what's happening when the Bank of England's sending money through the global RTGS system? Needs a bridge to flip to dollars. Come on, guys. And again, we're not saying XRP is going to be the only bridge. We're saying it's the current one. It's the first one, the fastest one, and setting a standard. So you either need to be as fast as XRP or faster. You can come along now with some big balls saying, oh, I've got a 2-second settlement. I'll be like, yeah, well done, mate. Well done. 2 seconds, a little bit faster than XRP. Now we're going to prove you're as reliable as XRP. Because I've sat there watching the XRP ledger, me churning out XRPL Explorer and it just churns out the next fucking block, and it's just doing it, and it's just doing it, and you can see all the transactions of the previous node. It's yeah. Go and prove you yeah. It's what time you start streaming. Should be same time every day, or at least put info saying stream starts at such a time. I might actually do that. You know what, Paul? Good shout that, mate. Because I was up late yesterday because we're playing with a cat. We get a cat. Usually be 8:30ish. 8:30 our time is what it's usually been. But we're getting a cat this morning, so they messaged me about the cat. So I was on the phone about the cat, setting up meeting and that to go and get the cat about 12 o'clock, 12:30. So I've legitimately only got about 20 minutes left on this. And I'm gonna go and start getting ready to go and get the cat and that, mate. But got a good point there, Paul. So what I'm gonna start doing is when I wake up in the morning, before I leave my room, to go and make that and come in here and go live, I'm gonna go to Twitter and put going live soon. Is that okay? Does that would that satisfy the notification? Thought I'd just released a bat in the cave then. Mate, you'd be better to be telling me if there's bats in the cave, boy. Don't let me like carry on with a bogey showing. What's that new King of England last night? About 4 hours of it. If legit, exactly, Baz. Like you got to take a pinch of salt, but you'd open your mind to that little bit, and you're like, oh damn. Like to say, the JFK shit's actually easier to believe than the King of England shit. The King of England shit's like proper easy to believe. Yeah, I've got one little infographic that I put in here on a thumbnail that I just want to like cover and go through because it's the opportunities for CBDCs to support the monetary and financial stability. And there are a number of ways in which CBDC could support the bank's objectives to maintain monetary and financial stability through the provision of a new form of money and a new payments infrastructure. These are summarized in the figure below. Opportunities for CBDC to support monetary and financial stability. You have a CBDC in the middle and an arc of the industries it can help and the ways it can help. So supporting resilient payments landscape, avoiding the risks of new forms of private money creation. Supporting competition, efficiency, and innovation in payments. Meeting future payment needs in a digital economy. That is the beast. That is the beast, guys. The beast. The IOV beast. The Elder Scrolls added value. The FIFA added value. The World of Warcraft added value. All the crafters in the back garden added value. Everything that's getting added value. That is it, mate. Meeting future payment needs in a digital economy. Real-time global settlement. Gonna be epic. Improving the availability and usability of a central bank money. So at the moment it's limited. It's different kinds of central bank money. You've got the banknotes, you've got the e-money. Addressing the consequences of a decline in cash. The consequences of the decline in cash. Who's really going to struggle? Who's it really going to affect? Some people's going to have some sick little thoughts and metaphoric thoughts and subliminal little things that they can think of. And they keep their mouth shut for some reason. Don't. Because when people look at me like, oh, fucking hell, you break some shit down really well, you, Scott. And it's like, well, to be honest, he said one thing and then I just saw it a completely different way. And sometimes it takes one person to say, fucking hell, look at it like that and that and that. And then you're like, shit, damn, yeah. As a building block for better cross-border payments. A building block. Bank of England's building block. Bank of America's building block. Bridge between, baby. Bridge between. Well, Paul, if you go to YouTube, subscribe, and hit the little bell, it's supposed to be giving you a notification when I go live, mate. That's why some people bounce in straight away. They get a notification that I've gone live. So within like 10 seconds, within 30 seconds of being live, I'm getting 2, 3, 4, 5 people in here. They've clearly got the notifications on. Otherwise, they wouldn't be getting in that quick. So they're not sat in a fucking bedroom waiting for me to come on in the morning, are they? I don't think that's not the case. It's a weird one, Paul, but there's a delay on YouTube. You usually get notified 30 minutes late. Are you serious, Ola? 30 minutes after I'm at... Didn't happen today, but... Yeah, that needs sorting out. YouTube should be notifying you. There's a little bell on YouTube. You should be getting the notifications. I don't understand why you're not. I'm interested where the Queen is, me, Ola. Yeah, Bayos. I was going to talk about... In fact... I was going to have a little chat about that, but I was going to probably save it till next week and do a little bit, like accumulate a load of the news that happened this week and recover it on Monday. Because I'm having the weekends off now, but I will be on Elder Scrolls over the weekend though. 100% at some point this weekend. I'll be on Elder Scrolls on Love for Media and I'll be showing people how to start grinding and start accumulating materials and that, getting ready for the post-IOV world where they can start actually earning on the games. It's all interesting as fuck, that George and King John shit. Super interesting. Hello, Heather. Pleasure to have you here. Appreciate you joining the chat. We've been talking about CBDCs and how they're going to change the monetary policies and the payments landscape. Basically, I want to throw a little layman's terms in now before I just turn to comments and have a little chill before I wind down and go and get ready to go and get a cat. But I want people to remember the RTGS systems that we've got in our countries at the moment, each of us, who has got them. I don't know how good your systems are in other countries, but I've said many times the one in the UK is shit up. You can send money through a text message. You don't even need the sort codes and the bank account numbers and all that. As long as they've got mobile banking and you've got mobile banking, you can send it through a text. It's like off-chain payments in text message already. Do you know what I mean? And the CBDCs are going to maintain that, but remove cash in the long run. Might take 2 years, might take several years. There's an interesting point in there about 2025. We could be seeing a cashless society as soon as 2025 to 2028. But the CBDCs will maintain the way your RTGS system works at the moment. The difference will be when it comes to fruition is that cash will be either going or gone. It'll cost more to spend with cash. If you're still using any cash accounts and the banks, like I said it before, the banks might try and get you to move to a digital account. Whereas if you refuse to, and for the foreseeable future, you could be still susceptible to the 3-day pending payment, 3 to 5 days, slow cross-border payments. And you say to your bank, like, my mates are getting rapid payments, why am I? And they're like, well, you didn't go to the digital wallet. You didn't open your digital wallet. You still wanted to use fiat money, mate. So use it, spend more, and let it cost more. And shut the fuck up, or go to a digital wallet, do what we said, or what more do you want? We gave you the 2 options, you took an option, you wanted to stay with cash, it's now costing you more, like we said in the small print. What you moaning at? That's what it's going to come to. So, when it comes from that to the future, we are all going to be left with CBDCs, our own distributed ledger databases for monetary policy and monetary systems. And then we'll need a global RTGS system. And we've seen that in the Ripple and Everest documents, haven't we? So, how to get my man bun so tight. I'll show you, mate. I've not got my brush in here, so it's gonna actually, it might go a little loose, right? But imagine I'm holding it there now like that, right? I'll have my watch off, so all that has to go on that arm, right? And it gets brushed down that arm, that, so it's nice and straight. And then I'll start there, and I'll brush up that way, grab it, and grab it. I'll brush the back, and grab it, brush the back, grab it, and I'll come around there, and I'll brush that up. And then with a brush still in my hand, I'll kind of like grab that, and then pull it up, and grab it again. Two at the front like that, and then with that there, and that there, I'm going to grab that, keep that tight, right hand, pass it to that one, pull that tight, left hand, pull that tight, wrap it, and then less fingers, so we just pull the finger up there, and then you pull it up to where you're comfortable with it. And whoppa! Didn't even use a brush then, bruh. That's how I do it. Little how your man bun there. It would now be a little bit better with a brush. You can see a few bubbles in it and that, but it's a lot better with a brush. What's the video, Scott and Mummy saying, Joseph Hallett, you're the hair, so next step. Yeah, it's Ollie, you do question what you're earning at times, don't you, mate? And you do. It's morning, John. Press trade. Timing. Thank you. So I've seen a picture expanding vet to the power pig, eh? Is it true you can get up to 7% annually for XRP? What percentage do you get? And can you withdraw, or is it locked away? Mate, I love Power Piggy, me, you know. Put it one way, right? Put 4K XRP in Power Pigger. Drew loads over time. We drew quite a bit out over time, to be honest. We drew 2,000 out the other day. Still got the 4K locked up. What you freeze is locked up. And the interest you get dripped on top of that then is instantly available to be sent somewhere else. And you'd have to unfreeze what's frozen to be able to move that, but then you'd stop getting the interest on it. Shut up, door. V-chain into Power Piggy, yeah, that's an interesting one. So if you're packing like 30k vet or something, why not just whack 10k of them in Power Pigger? You might see it as a risk. You might go, oh, it's a bit risky, that, Scott. I don't really want 10k of them in Power Piggy. But like, if you take 10k bet from Power Piggy over time, and you've still got 10k locked away, you've gained 10k, and it's still giving. That's me. I want to get to the point where I look at BitTrue, and I'm like, shit, the Power Piggy's give me 4k. I've had 4k out of Power Pigger, so I've got my XRP back. The original 4k that I put into Power Pigger, got that back. And then that's 4k and just 100% profit that gets put on top of it then. You're buzzing. There's a little bit of risk until you get your money back. But again, like, I'm not telling you to go on Power Pigger. I'm telling you to go and have a look at it and see what you think. I'm telling you I'm on it. I've got 1,000 BTR, BitTrue coin, locked in Power Pigger, and 4,000 XRP locked in Power Pigger. Like, legitimately, being honest. Got some casino coin that we could put in there if they was doing that, I suppose. We've got some V-chain on BitTrue. Could put a bit of that in, I suppose. Now they're doing it. We've got some Carver on BitTrue. Could put a bit of that in it. I don't think we've got anything else on BitTrue. It's all on other exchanges. It's actually a top knot. It's not a man bun. It's actually a top knot. Now I know it's on the precipice, and if it was any further down the back of my head, it'd be a fucking man bun. But it's at the top, yeah. You go and tell a samurai's. Go and tell a samurai's got a man bun, mate. Hey. Tell the samurai got a man bun, eh? You could. Morning, Gary. Morning, mate. Good to see you, lad. It's just people waking up. It's good. Do you know what I mean? Just the fact that everyone's woke up with a wake, your eyes opened. You got to breathe today. Mark Carney boxed us off the UK CBDC about 2 years ago. It was my light bulb moment. That sent me straight to the exchange for XRP. Proper no-brainer. Steve, yeah, Coon, Stephen. Is that that was the speech in 2017 when he's like, we're opening it up for the we're opening our RTGS system up to the private sector. They're innovating. They're building the bridges for us. The only thing he had to say was Ripple instead of they. You know what I mean? Seriously. I think I know what you're on about, mate. Like, it's not a man bun. Top knot, motherfucker. I want one of them Japanese cups. It is actually a bit far back that now. That has pretty much become a fucking man bun, hasn't it? Should be higher. Should be higher that. Should be able to see it there. If you can't see it there, it's not a top knot Scott. Stop fucking lying to yourself, mate. You ain't got man bun on me. You got fucking man bun on me. If you can't see it when you know it, you got to be able to see it. Fucking. There you go. Top knot, mate. Top knot. Oh. They call it the Inuits. Is it Inuits? Inuit tribes or the Diwalis. If you have a top knot that's not pinned down like that, like soccer in Avatar: The Last Airbender, that's a fucking warrior's wolf tail, mate. Warrior's wolf tail, yo. Wolf tail. Not a ponytail, a fucking wolf tail, mate. Do you know what, Stephen? I don't know what it is about, like, because they only let a certain amount in, don't they? So you kind of do have to be really on it to get into the power piggy, I think. It's not ideal. It's not the way most people would choose to do it. Definitely isn't. But once you're in, you're in. Do you know what I mean? It's like you just don't have to keep trying. Maybe contact Bitrue or support or something and just say, look, I want in your power pig and I'm struggling like fuck to get. Look, I tried putting that on the top. I can't do it unless I'm stood in my bedroom with my mirror. You fucked me bun up now. It's a tiger tail. I'm never doing that again. I didn't have enough for power pig. So there's a limit. I've got to be honest. I'm going to warm my hands up now. When we put the XRP in, we was a Bitrue ambassador when they did the ambassador program, and they kind of helped us get it in, and I think they just put it in. Not going to lie, I don't want to make shit up there. Regarding the Bitrue though, I had to do what you was doing, and it had to be fucking timed pretty well, I believe. Actually, no. What are you lying for, Scott? You've just... No, that wasn't right. Fuck that. Brain. 900. I tried putting 950 Bitrue in. I remember now. Yeah, there's a limit. So just make... I mean, I'm not saying you're not putting the right amount in or you're not trying to put enough in, but just make sure that you've met the limit. Because I remember now. I put the XRP in and it went in. It wasn't the XRP that they put in for being ambassador. They sorted it out with a Bitrue. I put the XRP in, it went in. 4,000 of XRP went into Power Pigger. I tried to put the BTR in it, and I was only putting 950 in, and it wouldn't go in. I'm messaging like Iris and Curious, like saying, "Wow, come I can't get in the Power Piggy with BTR?" The XRP went straight in, and it was like, "You try to put 1,000 over the 1,000, and it's small print again. It's on the website telling you what the limit is." I was just like, "For fuck's sake, what a dickhead, what an idiot." Went back, tried 1,000 BTR, and they put I put 1,000, put some more BTR in, and then they put it in for me basically. So contact support and ask them and see what they're saying. Wolf tail, more like a Shetland ponytail. I don't know, and divine price. I mean, I'm guessing you meant recovery, and that's a typo. Price recovery aware, mate. All time highs, 2022, back end of 2022 for all time highs. Probably next year, mate. But just don't want to get your hopes up. It's probably next summer, but I said 2022 just to give that an extra 12 months. So you don't come try to kill me when it's not there by July next year. Whoa. The levels of regret, Steve. I talk about it all the time, though. I've done a few videos about it. The levels of regret are going to be epic. I think about my sister and people like that all the time. People have been trying to tell her to buy it and that. For the likes of my mum, could end up quite bittersweet for my mum. My mum bought like 2,000 and odd for Sebastian. She'll have some of them. I said to her, so what's happening if they end up worth like 3 million? You're gonna give Seb the whole 3 mil, or you're gonna keep a little bit for yourself and then give him 1 mil? I'm like, if you're gonna buy yourself some, so them 2,000 are actually Seb's, because I've got it in my head that Seb's got 2,000 now. So it's like for my mum, and it's growing up there. My mum might be like, "Oh, you don't really need 2,000 now, does he? We can buy him an house for 200 grand, and I'll keep 2.5 million." Or if she stays true to her word and gives it all to Sebastian, is she going to end up regretting not buying some for actual self? She's going to end up taking some off. Do you know what I mean? It could end up a little bit of sweet. Mum could be sat there thinking, yeah, I'm buzzing I got that for Sebastian. Great, that. Wish I could have bought. I should have bought something myself, though, shouldn't I? Same for my sister. My sister won't buy it. No one's going to buy it. Quant all day, Jeff. Yeah, Quant. QNT. Do I need to hold Bitrue on coin or something? To put XRP in? No, I don't think so, Stephen. But you've got to be on it, mate. Like, you got to understand there's thousands of people trying to get in it. It's like trying to get Comic Con tickets, mate. You ever try getting Comic Con tickets or seen Watch the Big Bang video when they try to get Comic Con tickets and they're refreshing the fucking laptop every second? Try to get the ticket. That's legitimately what Power Pig is like, mate. You got 20 megabytes a second broadband, mate, and 20,000, say there's 20,000 places for Power Pig. You've got 20 megabytes a second upload speed, yeah, to the internet. And there's 20,000 people over there with 200 meg upload speed. They're murking you, mate, and you're never getting in Power Pig just because of their internet speed. They're sat there waiting with faster internet, mate. They're gonna get in all that. It might not be Bitrue, it might not be anything. It legitimately might be the speed of your flaming internet not being able to execute into the Power Pig as fast as another 30,000 people can that have got a higher bandwidth than you. There's multiple factors that could actually be affecting it, but yeah, 100%. I'd shout them in a message, mate. Really would. What, we on 10 o'clock? Got 2.5 hours. Got to get a cat, mate. Do you know what's weird is my favourite show? They say the cat finds you, like the cat chooses you, done it. It's what they say. It's not the same as a dog. When you're getting a cat, if you try and buy a cat too forcefully, you won't get one. Some shit will happen and you just won't get one. Whereas if you just relax and let it happen, the cat comes to you. And this morning we got a message about a cat. Now my favourite animated show, Avatar: The Last Airbender, fucking influenced my life massively. Fire Lord Ozai in that, one of the biggest characters in the show, like top name. Fucking cat this morning is called Ozai. It's like meant to be, mate. Meant to be. How much XRP to cut off the bun? My brother-in-law did a charity thing to cut off 20-year ponytail. Give me 10k XRP. Nah, 25k XRP and I'll take it off, mate. And the only reason why is because I'm growing it to my ass. So it's getting grown to my ass. And then I'm cutting it there again at my shoulders. And then from my shoulders to my ass, I'll have 2.5 foot of hair that's getting donated to cancer wigs for kids. And then I'm growing it from my shoulders to my ass again, and getting it cut again, boom, and it's going to cancer wigs. So if you're going to stop me being able to provide kids with cancer wigs, mate, it's going to cost you a lot of XRP, bro. At least 25k XRP for me to cut this fucking pony off. And I'm telling you now, all I'd do is pull that out and cut that there, mate. You ain't getting it shorter than that. No chance. So 25k XRP to see that get cut off. Could that go to a wig? I don't want to cut it before it's long enough for a wig, mate. Come back to me when it's long enough for a wig. When that tail there is long enough for someone to have a wig, then challenge me. Because until then, mate, I don't want to. I've set a thing in my head and it's got to be done. Cancer wigs. I was only got to use it as a little. Don't completely trust any site. Only trust my nano. I only trust a nano, mate. But you've got to take risks, man. Especially when people are doing power piggy and stuff's news coming out like that. Like, I mean, everyone who's moved to Zoom took a little risk going on Zoom so early. I've not moved anything to Zoom yet. I still haven't changed a payment pointer on Tipbot. What the fuck am I doing? What am I doing with my life? I need to change my payment pointer on Tipbot to uphold. And if you haven't done it already, go and do it. I don't know if there's a time limit on that. Make sure like you haven't got thousands of XRP in there. And but yeah, all that's what I'm planning with my hair, mate. So I'm hodling my hair. I like that. I better smoke this before I can't have it. But yeah, if anyone knows anyone who does the wig stuff, get in touch with me because I will need somewhere to go and to know how to do it officially and properly at first. I don't want like some dodgy people do. I want to know that it's going to children for wigs. Otherwise, it's not getting cut. It'll hit the deck. You've only got 24. 23 will do, mate. Still got 19 for yourself then. Keep thinking like I've got a bat in the cave there. Have I got a bat in the cave? Sorry for checking my nostrils on the thing, right? Oh. I want some opinions on CBDCs. How long do you think it will take? Do you think it will be basically at the migration? Like China are talking about, like it's probably going to be 2023, 2024. Or do you think someone's going to come sooner? Ooh, missed that then, Gary. Watching Gerard's since 07. His latest interview, check it out. I understand it's not everyone's taste. Made a lot of sense when it comes to economic thought. I'll have a look at that, Gary. Drop it on the Facebook group or something. Like a little link to it, so in case I forget, because I tend to be forgetting what people are telling me to view lately. Would people be upset if we didn't see new all-time highs before 2024 or 2023? So if we didn't get new all-time highs on XRP until 2023, would people be disappointed? Morning, Richard. I mean, 4-year wait. Would you be wounded if you had to wait for 4 years or 3 years, 2023? Would you be wounded? You had to wait till then for $4. That's why I think you're doing something wrong, like you say. Check your broadband, sort of 200 plus meg. Right, Steve. Check upload speed, mate. Because if you've got 200 megabyte upload speed, then damn. It's usually a quarter. Whatever your upload is usually about a quarter of your download. That's sounding like your download speed. Interesting. Let me check. wired connection as well on your PC, not like Wi-Fi on your phone or out. The average upload speed on Virgin is 54 megabytes per second. Advertised as 3 megabytes per second. On the 108 megabytes package, even on the 362 megabytes package, you'll only get upload speed an average of 20 megabytes per second, advertised as 21. Just make sure you're checking upload, as in like the because you're sending the signal to PowerPiggy, aren't you? It's not like you're taking away from PowerPiggy. You're sending them information. You're uploading in a way, aren't you? It's like, do you know what I mean? It's hard to explain when you're not in the fucking lingo. I've got no internet lingo. Like I've said, Craig, about ODL, I'm extremely interested in it at the moment because I honestly, at the moment, it's just raising the floor, and it seems to just be raising the floor. All this utility talk, and everyone's expecting it to blast through the ceiling. And I honestly just think it's making, it'll never go 10 cents again because of utility. Maybe it's 12 cents, maybe it's 13. But I do believe we've got like probably a 10 or 12 cents of movement through order books, and then a base 10, like 5 to 10 cents that it just needs for utility. It really doesn't need to be the price it is just for the cross-border bridge asset. Does it at the moment. As ODL increases, it's just going to push that floor, push the floor, utility, push the floor up. So it can't go below that because the utilities put it to that. And then you've got the order books on exchanges on top, and ODL's using exchanges order books as well. You know, you're going to need, give David Schwartz a pencil, mate, and let him start sketching, because I don't know what the fuck is going on with it deep down. It's like, said it the other day, Ola. What do I do? What do I do, me, mate? If my portfolio ends up 300 grand, but I know it's got to 3 million, what does someone like me do with 300 grand? How do I just sit on 300 grand, mate? Like, how does that happen? What do we do? What are we gonna do? You're what end up millionaires, but you're just gonna be out of all $250,000 in a portfolio and wait for it to times 10 again at 2.5 mil. You're gonna be able to do that when you. Do you know what I mean? Like, who in our positions be able to do that? Do you know what I mean? This is why exit strategies and the strategies really need thinking about, because some of us are going to end up sat on more value than we ever imagined. And again, it could take till 2025, but what's 5 years? Literally, I was doing a PT course 10 years ago, me. It feels like 5 or 6 years, tops. It's a decade ago. A decade. Can you believe that, Mum? A decade since I did the PT course. A decade since I did my PT course. This September. A decade. It's been nearly 10 years since I did that course. It feels like about 5 or 6, doesn't it? So what's the wait till 2025? When you think about 2025 now, you flipping out, that's a long way away. It's not. Seb's only going to be 11. Be finishing primary school in no time. I mean, I think, wow, it's 2025 already. Seb's going high school. What? Like that thought at the moment, guys. What? Since my granddad Pratt? No, it's not. It was the 3rd of January, my granddad Pratt. 1999. 21, it's his birthday. I thought it was 28th of May yesterday. Was there? Oh, I got it. So he's still a Gemini? Because I was thinking about that the other day on the chat. That was my grandma. 93. 93 was my grandma, because you wouldn't let me see the body because I was too young, where my granddad was 99, so you let me see the body.
94 was your grandma?
Yeah, you wouldn't let me see the body because I was too young, you wouldn't let me go. But my granddad, you did.
No, his age would have been 93.
Oh, he would have been 93 now, my granddad. Wow.
He was about 72, wasn't he? Round about.
Who was it who went Old Trafford till 93? Edith Ethel.
Auntie Ethel.
Auntie Ethel. Your auntie.
Yeah. Well, cousin. Great cousin.
Your great cousin.
Your Nanny Morgan's cousin.
Right. Mum's great cousin went Old Trafford till she was 93, mate.
Used to take an apple and orange for half time.
An apple and orange?
Yeah, season ticket holder she was.
Right, that's mint that.
The casinos as well at that age.
Quality. But yeah, all that, mate. Time, when you look back on time, mate, you think, damn, that went rapid. That went rapid. I left school 20 years ago. What? Who does Recce online? Whoever missed that? In other news, my wife's a Recce healer and her online business is doing great. That's awesome, Craig. Nice. Follow us on Love for Media on Instagram, Craig, if you don't mind, please. And send me a page in a DM so I can follow her, keep up to date on it and that. And Boo Boo has just come in the chat. Morning, Boo. She's a Recce healer. Boo, shout off. Great granddad was greenkeeper for Chelsea Football Club till he was around 88. That's awesome. And I got to apologise for not doing the chat yet with Boo. I'm slacking on that. We need to do that podcast, Boo. $0.01. I can't see XRP going to $0.01. I've got to put current utility meter at around 10, to be honest. I don't think we'll see below 10 again, but who am I to say that? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Gary, I feel like we need two pots, me. You need a pre-2025 pot to like make you and your family more comfortable if and when possible. And then you need your post-2025 pot for your end game and generational wealth. I think it's kind of like trying to become our own financial advisors in a brand new industry, aren't we? It's kind of hard, especially when no one else believes in it. It's like we've invested in Facebook in 2004 and we've just got to wait till 2010 for most people to be on it. And then if you wait till 2015, even your grand's on it. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. It's at the moment, hardly anyone's on it. In 5 years, most people are going to be using it. In 10 years, everyone's going to be using it. It's a long road, guys, but we're still on it. Greg, nice one, mate. I'll follow her straight back, give a page a bit of a share and all that. Love that kind of stuff. She's a medium too, so she's very connected to spirit. I think I need to come and see her, mate. To be honest, I might do it a bit with Boo as well. So I think the big guns will buy all the way up, me. The big guns still trade Forex, Alan. And the big problem with the Triffin's dilemma is people like George Soros and all that can just crash economies whenever they want, i.e. what he did to the pound years ago. They can just crash currencies on their own. I think they'll buy it at almost any level, mate. Knowing they can just push it up. If they know what's coming with the internet of value post 2023, post 2025, they'll buy right up to $2 if they want to. They don't necessarily need to pin it down to $5. What makes you think all them didn't buy at 5 cents? Not $5, 5 cents. What makes you think all them didn't buy at 5 cents in 2015? Do you know what I mean? And they've been riding that all the way up to 380, and they've already filled the bags, and now they're just wrecking people and try to get us all on the fence and get us scared of buying more, get us. All the people that bought at $3, mate, and are still waiting for it to go back up there. Are any of them even still in? Ooh, that's an hanging door. You need to get a WD on that door. Hey, is anyone who bought at $3 still actually in the game? Exactly, Baz. Exactly. Now, don't shut up, Alan. It's always good to look at, but on it, like it just you saying that, I wouldn't have made me go on that a different perspective. Like, I'm not expecting them all to have bought in that early, but we need to bear in mind that China and everyone's been asking for a new reserve currency for over 10 years now. Ripple and XRP's been about for 8. Do you know what I mean? It's there. They've known about it. Them documents into Ledger Protocol, W3C, and all that was in 2015. The last chance to proper get it at like ridiculous low cents, maybe even sub cents. Do you know what I mean? That was the last chance to get that. I think 2015, and I'll be surprised if we see it sub 10 cents again. But I'll only be surprised. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying I'll be surprised. Exactly, Yorkie Bar. Exactly, Yorkie Bar. They could have all put 100 million in each in 2015, getting a massive fucking stack. Watched it balloon to 380, pulled a little bit of it out, still got a massive stack when it came back down, and still sat on 1 billion, waiting to go in to push it up. Because if you've got George Soros, Rockefeller, Rothschild, and a few others all waiting with 1 billion each, Buffet, whatever it's called, all them waiting with. Buffett sat on 126 bill apparently, ready to throw that all over the gaff. So when people are wondering who's there ready to do this Shane Ellis theory and actually thump, make it rocket through the order books, how do you know it's not all just going to be these billionaires selling it to each other? Because they all bought it in 2015 and in 2022 or summer 2021, when they introduced the safety net so we don't go into a depression early next year, they're all going to start pinging it to each other. How do you know George Soros is not going to sell Rockefeller a shitload at a certain price and Rockefeller sell it right back at a certain price just to push the fucking price up? Do you know what I mean? Like, passing it to each other. These are what these whales can do. Do you know what I mean? It's... Boo, get a cat. Or go to see a cat, possibly. Picking him up today. Ozai. Firelord Ozai, mate. Let me show you it before I go. I'm not going right now, but we're winding down and it's going to start getting sorted. Ozai. Yeah, there's the little man. There's the little man. 11 months old. Little Ozai. Looks like he might end up my cat. Beautiful little cat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, cats are mint. Solitaire. I can't fucking speak. I don't know. Oliver, I know it's a long way away. We're talking time frames. I know it's a long way away, but I guarantee by 2040, if not way, way before, maybe 2030, but I guarantee by 2040, the average human has not got enough value to buy 1 XRP. I'll almost guarantee it. Definitely with 1 Bitcoin. They're gonna be buying drops, gonna be spending drops. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna be point of the fucking XRP. Do you know what I mean? A Mars bar is gonna be fucking just several hundred drops or 70 drops if it makes 10k per XRP. A Mars bar at 70p or 70 cents is then just 70 drops. Do you know what I mean? It's madness when you put it like that. I'll almost guarantee it goes to that level, and if I'm still about in 2040 and it's not, I'll happily hold my hands up and say, wow, I was actually wrong. It didn't fucking... It's a squirrel retriever, Steve. It's a squirrel retriever. We've got a lot of cats in the area and all that. I've been missing my old cat. We lost him 5 years ago. A cancerous tumour behind his eye, the poor lad. So we had to put him for the sleep, sadly. But yeah, CBDC guys, they're coming. The only thing that hasn't really been decided is the design and the actual fundamentals and the multifunctionality of it, right? So when we speak about XRP being a multifunctional asset, the banks are looking like they want the CBDCs to be multifunctional as well. Not multifunctional in the sense they're also going to be a bridge. They're going to be removed from being the bridge for your currencies. It's that they're going to be multifunctional in a sense the way that document was saying, as in at the moment only a central bank can tap into, only a commercial bank can tap into central bank reserves, and the banknotes are given to the people, whereas in the future the CBDCs will be for everyone, commercial bank, business, everything. And the new SDR basket that they don't want to really talk about because they probably can't. IMF's like, don't talk about the fucking basket until we've had the report in 2020, then you can talk about it. Wait till the IMF report. I've said it numerous times. The main thing we're waiting for this year, regardless of any SEC news on regulation and all that bullshit, we're waiting for the IMF's SDR review. Do you know what I mean? I do believe after that review, the next time you get a document like that out of the Bank of England about CBDCs or the future of payments, the future of money, the future of finance, anything, World Economic Forums, I think they're actually going to start mentioning the SDR more. And again, don't expect XRP to be mentioned, but the XDR credit, and that they're going to be adding digital assets, and it'll just sound like they're adding CBDCs for the initial future, where people in the know will kind of know that a fiat currency can't be the new bridge asset because it needs to remove the Triffin's dilemma. Good, thanks for Amiles. Good, mate. I hope you're well. I just bought into Theta Fuel. Theta has just partnered with SpaceX, NASA, and Google. NASA's already streaming on Theta TV, boo. You can go on Theta TV, Theta TV. Theta is data. That's how I'm going to try and say it. Theta as data. But instead of data, I'm saying Theta. Theta TV. Unless I see someone else say it differently, I'm calling it Theta TV now. Theta TV. NASA are already streaming on there. I tried to set it up. You need to get a streaming key on Twitter. Seems a bit weird. You have to like beg for the streaming key on Twitter. Or maybe I have to do that. And see if I get one. But it looks good. It's a good solid project. We was looking at the retraces and that on here, and looking at a good exit point and that. Seems like 20 cents, 20 to 30 cents was a quality entry. And like I said, I even bought some at 40 me, just to be sure I had some, because I saw it taking off. I saw the possibility of it taking off. I also saw the possibility of it dipping. Called the dip through the fib, called it to 34 cents, which it went to 36, then 35, then it dipped right out of the 20s. So maybe the 34, 35 weren't the best entry, but it was still a possible entry in a dip that was called through the fib. Do you know what I mean? So it's, people can't say that the Fibonacci's don't work, because it did. It kind of worked. Still waiting for Bitcoin to hit 6.6k though, from the March up. So up from March 3k up to 10k. If you do the fib on that over 3 months, it retraces to 6.6k. But if it takes 3 months to get to the 10k from the 3k, or 2.5 months, how long does the retrace take? That a month? We're expecting 6.6k in a month, and then it balloons again. Again, don't hold me to it. Maybe stick the 6.6k order in Bitcoin and see what happens. Maybe even 5.8k. But again, these are just numbers that the fib show me, not that I'm personally myself saying to. So Baz, if you go on Theta TV, go to the store, right? The people are spending T-Fuel on the store. You can buy a PlayStation with T-Fuel, mate. If you go and buy 20 odd thousand T-Fuel now, or 25,000 T-Fuel, you can go on Theta TV and buy a PlayStation 4 with it. You can buy a Nintendo Switch with it. You can buy a gaming chair for $40 with T-Fuel. You earn T-Fuel streaming and watching on Theta TV. You can donate T-Fuel. You have competitions, you have crates you can open. T-Fuel seems to be the main fuel of the platform. It's also a lot cheaper than the Theta coin. So you're going to buy something that's in the 30 cents, or you're going to buy its fuel that's still fucking 1.2 cent. Do you know what I mean? It's the fact that people can go to T Fuel and get thousands of them for peanuts, and if you go to Feta, you're only getting a few hundred or several hundred for the same amount. It's an interesting one, isn't it? It's because people are thinking about value and amount rather than which coin's used for what. But again, I've not really looked into the Theta coin's use case. I've looked at T Fuel, and I've noticed T Fuel's all over Theta TV. What you have to do, Paul, with the fib. So we've done a run. I did a run from the 3K in March up to when it first hit 10K from there. The thing is, it then came down a bit. Now, if it goes to a new high past 10K before it retraces to the retrace, you can say the fib's broke. The fib broke. There's a new high to then put the fib to. So you've then got two target zones. You've got the previous high that you originally went to, that you expected it to come, that put a 6.6K. But you then move the fib to the top of the new high, and it'll give you a new region that might be in like 7.5K. Do you know what I mean? Or the 8.3 it nearly went to. Do you know what I mean? So adjust the fib as you're going along. And never trust it, especially if it's been broken. Now, if the new high didn't quite break the top of that previous high, we're still active in it. That's what I say. If it's took 2.5 months to get that run on the daily chart, if you look at the daily chart or even the fucking weekly chart, and see how long it took. Clearly, it's not going to just take a day for the retrace. Surely it has to take longer. It's got to take a week, couple of weeks. You need to like gauge the candles. How many candles you think it's going to take for it to come down to there, and then how many days will that many candles be? Paul, yeah, you're not wrong, mate. Yeah, if it reaches like 10.5K or even gets up to 11s, mate, I think she's going to go a little bit, isn't she? It's interesting. The fib again is just another indicator. It's informed gambling, and it's educated guess using a predictor, something that can help you predict future movement, and something that's been proven to work more times than it doesn't. The way it won't work for people is if they stick to it when it's been slightly broken, like we've just said. If it's been broken now, the new high, and you're like, nah, still going down there. Well, how do you know for sure? You don't know that. You've got to change your fib and give yourself the new region. So then you'll be in your head, you'll be like, right, it could go to 6.6 like it originally suggested, but the new high, Fibonacci adjusted to that, suggests it might only go to 7.2. So we might split the entry, dollar cost average it, set two different orders instead of just one at 6.6. Again, it's all a learning curve in it. But yeah, T Fuel's cheap. It's worth a little punt, like we were saying about the other coins the other day, that kin or whatever it was. Go on the exchange and put tenner on it. You've got a couple million coins. I think he said 15 quid was 3 mil, I think. Madness. Anyway, I'm gonna go and jump in the shower and then start making moves to go and see Ozai. Proper happy. Like might have a little companion later on to get him on a lead in the back garden, getting used to the garden and that. Taking fishing with me in the end. But yeah, as always, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Keep your eyes on the CBDC news again, but I can't see the narrative changing much until we know what's happening with the SDR basket. Like it's 5 years until another review. We call it a review. You do a review, produce a report, and then it seems 12 years later, 12 years, dickhead, 12 months later, they take action. And so we're alluding back to the Chinese yuan and that being added. 2015, they did the review. the report came out suggesting that they're going to add the Chinese national currency to the SDR basket, and 12 months later, in 2016, it was added, which is why I'm alluding to summer 2021 as the possible turning point, because if they come out and say they're going to add it this year, the history states, now we've only been back to see Chinese, go and see how it happened with the euro, when did they announce the euro would be added, and how long did it take to add the euro. You can go further back in history, but for the Chinese national currency being added for the SDR basket, history states once they've agreed to add it, it takes 12 months to add it. Appreciate that, Alan. Thanks for coming in. Always good feedback, mate. Never shut up. Always give it some. We can all be wrong, mate. We can all be looking at a tunnel view and maybe struggling for other perspectives. I do at times. One of you says one little thing and I'm like, fucking hell, yeah, Jesus. One of you suggested T-fuel feta, all the rest of that. I got on that. It is an extremely interesting project. I think it's actually going to force Cinnamon to a live stream sooner than they would. I think they need to, looking at Theta and how they're doing live streaming now, and they've got some gamers on it and they've got NASA on it. I think that Cinnamon need to be looking at that and thinking, shit, we need to get live streaming up ASAP, because there's people legitimately queuing up to live stream on Cinnamon. I don't know if I'd do it. Would I be on Cinnamon now instead of YouTube? It's an interesting one. Maybe I'd give it a trial, see how many came over, see if all you guys came and still watched me there, and maybe do it live on Cinnamon and put the pre-recorded version on YouTube if Cinnamon saves it and has it as downloadable. I have to give them some feedback, I think. Send them a cheeky little email, ask when they're planning live streaming. Is it going to record the stream, keep it uploaded like YouTube do? Is it going to be a download option, or I'm going to have to screen record? Because like YouTube, we were screen recording YouTube for ages, and I'm actually ashamed of how long I did it. When I was turning music videos into MP3s like that, even on my phone, on my Android, on my laptop, just convert to MP3. And something in my head wasn't telling me that all I had to do was click MP4 and convert it to that. And I had the video version. I was sat there screen recording Brad Garlin House for an hour and shit at some times, mate, when I could have just gone like convert to MP4. So if Cinnamon sorts it out, they'll catch up. But at the moment, for live streaming, Theta's a competitor 100%, and they're actually ahead of Cinnamon in streaming. They've got NASA streaming on the platform, for fuck's sake. Do you need any more than that? And NASA have got a stream key and a streaming daily. So NASA's probably got more Theta than anyone at the moment. That new King of England stuff, Boo, is on YouTube anyway. When I did the W3C chat the other day, I was on for about 2 hours, going through all the main documents, linking them from Ripple's original document, and the letters to the treasuries, from the US Treasurer to the fucking Her Majesty's Treasurer to Australia, all over Australian Senate, it was all over the gaff letters saying they've got a solution to the problem. And then all the Ripple documents that ended up the Everest document and that, and the Interledger documents that ended up the W3C documents, and I went through it and connecting all the dots and all the webs, and boom, YouTube pulled the video. It's like that DMT one I did, when I just got clips of that are already pretty much on YouTube, put them together as a DMT linked in sci-fi and fantasy, and YouTube ban it. Boom. I'm like, the clips are already on YouTube, mate. I just put them together to wake people up to the connections. It's you probably got for 20 quid. I doubt it. Has it gone that fucking low? I hope not. Yeah, there's another guy I want people to look at as well, actually. One sec. Shit, I'm not going to remember who he is. But I remember Gravity. Gravity Payments. Gravity Payments. Who's the guy? What's he called now? Oh, I need to find this guy before I get off. And you all got to go and watch him. I did actually mean to say you've all, not y'all. Gravity Payments owner. Dan Price. Let's go to Twitter. Search. Dan Price. Oh, fucking hate that sometimes. Go and check him out on Twitter. Dan Price, if you haven't already, and then go and view Dan Price. Let me search this here. Dan Price. I'll put Tax Me More and see if it brings up the Senate video. I'm going to end with a 3-minute video from this guy.
Invest as little as £1 in the world's leading companies completely free.
I'll what say a few things before I bring you on. Might not be that loud. Hopefully you can get a good enough view of it and that. But when I say there's rich people out there that are coming through for us, and there's people out there gaining power and getting in positions where they can have a voice and that, and they're doing it for good and they're doing it for the people. This guy's the evidence, legitimately.
My life since then, fighting for small businesses, fighting for independent businesses that are being squeezed. And specifically for us, we fight against monopolies like Visa and MasterCard and the banking system that actually squeezes small businesses far more than taxes and government entities do. 5 years ago, I took $1 million pay cut so that everybody at my company could make at least $70,000 a year. And in that time, we've tripled as a company, and we've been able to move into nice new headquarters in Ballard. Next to our headquarters, which is a beautiful building where we're very spoiled, there's a lot of homeless people that live right next to us. It's very cold outside, and we were seeing in our business how people making $30,000, $35,000 a year couldn't afford to live in Seattle. They couldn't make ends meet. So we solved that for our community, for our team, by changing our pay scale from $30,000 to $1 million and leveling it from $70,000 to about $275,000, which our top executive makes. Not me. I make still $70,000 a year. But during that time, my action has caused housing prices indirectly, unintentionally, to increase in Seattle. I did my job. I did my job to solve the problem for the people that I represent. I did my job to provide for the people that work at Gravity that are supporting those 18,000 small business owners like Joe. But we need this body to do your job. We can't solve these systemic issues through private solutions. It can't be done. We've tried over and over again. And we need all of you to step up and have the democratic, systemic solutions that will create integrity in the system that all of us are part of. Please do that by supporting this bill.
Thank you. Questions for the panel members. Representative Young.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is broadly for any of you or anybody that wants to follow that is really in favor of this. I understand that the desire to want to put more money to this. I'm also worried about the other side of the equation and the efficacy with which the solution has already been addressed. Are any of you really happy with the way that the current dollars that we've been allocating to this, or that Seattle has been allocating to this, are being spent? I mean, do you like the way that they're spending this money now and not getting a solution?
It's easy. This is Dan Preston. It's easy to throw the government. It's easy to throw public officials under the bus. It's easy to point to any organization and find waste, and we have the type of scrutiny that the government has. You will find waste, but you could find that waste in any one of our organizations. In fact, this bill will cost me money. I'm going to pay money as part of this bill, but what it'll cost me will be less than our throwback to the 90s holiday party that we just threw. We don't need another throwback to the 90s holiday party next year. We need support for homeless people, for people that are on the edge because we don't have affordable housing in King County.
Talking about a guy who's on over 1.3 million a year. Just looking about thinking, listen, enough's enough now. Enough's enough. He's now on 70k a year with most of the rest of his employees. And he's clearly pushing for fucking change. Please, please, go to Twitter, follow Dan Price, give him a follow, and support him. Because it's them people I'm talking about. Who have got the power to, he's sat in front of Senate and Congress and all that like that, and having a voice. The voice that we want to take in there to say, look at the little man, do something. He's telling him he's done his job. He did his job. It's time they did theirs. Seriously. You know the danger. It's coming, man. It's coming. Anyway, shower time. Invest in yourself. Invest in the internet of value. Live long and dull. Appreciate every single one of you coming in to the chat. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good weekend. See you Monday.